It's cool to start a business. It's the in thing these days to be an entrepreneur, to have this business or your side hustle, however you want to call it. But most of us just start it blindly without thinking about what's your vision, what's the end goal. And that's one of the things that I didn't have. Hi everyone, my name is Dorinah Kangiri. I am a bridal designer and my company is called Rina by Rina. What we do here is wedding dresses basically. I work with brides and I walk with brides from the first day they make a consultation until they walk down the aisle basically. I started this business in 2013, but that was not in bridal. I just started the sewing business in 2013. It has been a long time coming to get here and to enjoy being in business and to enjoy my business. When I started in 2013, I just used to do everything to get my name out. Curtains bring, vitenges bring, staff uniform. I also used to tender in Dar es Salaam. I was then based in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And to be honest, I just landed in business. I had no vision. I didn't know what I was doing. It's just a season in my life where I didn't have a job. And a friend suggested, oh, why don't you try sewing as an income generating activity and see whether you can make money out of it. And I did. So there was no structure. I didn't know anything about accounts. Well, I knew something because I have done business administration, but honestly what you learn in school or in college or in uni most times doesn't apply in real life. So I was just winging it one day as I go. The sewing business for me has been self-taught since I started in 2013. I haven't gone to school for it. So I have done a lot of mistakes and some mistakes have been extremely expensive. I have lost time, I have lost money and a lot of energy for things that I could have done better. So I continued with the sewing until 2017 when I decided to specialize in bridal. And by then I was getting wedding guests because the wedding industry in Tanzania is quite huge. And my friends would ask for evening dresses to attend weddings. And that's how I came to get my first bride. And the excitement of creating a wedding dress from scratch until you see the bride walking down the aisle. I followed that bride from church to the photo shoot, to the reception, just admiring that dress and thinking, wow, it's not falling apart, it's not falling apart. And that was a very exciting moment for me, such that I decided that now I want to specialize in bridal and evening wear. Now, for a person who was doing everything to now specializing in bridal and evening wear, I lost clients and people who are used to me doing casual wear with kitenge, and they would call me and say, hey Dorinah, I'm bringing you some vitenges to do this and that, and I would say, no, now I'm doing bridal and evening wear. It was not easy. The transition was not easy. That was in 2017. In 2017, I remember in October, my office flooded and I incurred a lot of losses in terms of fabric. And I was so demotivated and so discouraged about business that I actually closed down. But that was only for a month or so because in 2018, I was back with another office and now I had some brides here and there and I was doing evening dresses. But because I have always been doing business kienyeji, jua kali, there was no structure. I had a lot of troubles with fundis. I had 3 male fundis in Tanzania. I was also not committed to my business 100%. I would say it was just cool to have a business. I was not taking it seriously in how a business should be taken care of. My commitments were also elsewhere, so I wasn't giving my business 100%, and in that way my business suffered. I lost money, I lost clients. So in 2018, a year after the flooding incident in 2017, I decided to close down my office completely. Around that time, my husband and I started talking about relocating back to Kenya. So I decided there's no point to open again in Tanzania. Let's see whether I can do the same in Kenya. But when I came to Kenya, I wanted it to be different. I wanted to approach business differently. I wanted to approach my business differently. And I can't remember the exact time that I came upon Centonomy. Oh, I actually remember. It was via Caroline Motoko on YouTube, and I believe it was Waithaka Gatumia who was talking about Centonomy, and Sheikh Ndwati also came on, and I was like, yo, I really want this program. I actually used to be on Centonomy's YouTube, always commenting, when are you bringing it to Dar? When are you bringing it to Dar? So when I knew we were coming to Nairobi, I knew this is the first thing that I wanted to do, because I went through the website and I loved the modules, and it's a business course that I knew would do me good. So when we came to Nairobi in 2019, the late 2019, the first thing I actually did was call Ruby and ask, when is the next intake? And she said in February of 2020. And I said, cool, I'll be there. At the same time, in February 2020 is when I decided that I would establish Rina by Rina in Kenya, or rather that's when we started operations. I made the decision in late 2019, and I knew all the mistakes that I have done in Tanzania, I'm not going to repeat them again in Nairobi. So the first thing that I need to do, of course, is the Centonomy Entrepreneur course, and also change my mindset. It's cool to start a business. It's the in thing these days to be an entrepreneur, to have this business or your side hustle, however you want to call it. But most of us just start it blindly without thinking about what's your vision, what's the end goal. And that's one of the things that I didn't have. Yes, 2021 is my 8th year in business, but only this year am I starting to see the fruits of my labor. It took me 7 years of doing business shadily and shoddily to decide that, hey, this is not what I want, and I'm using so much time and energy and money for something that is not giving me fruits. So in 2020, when the Centonomy Entrepreneur course started, I actually remember, I think I was the second person to arrive 1.5 hours early before class started. And to me, it was just a dream come true and a prayer answered, really, to be able to attend the Centonomy class. Class was really good. A few subjects stood out for me at that point. The first one is the first module, which is the entrepreneurial mindset. And the aha moment for me was the entrepreneurial vehicle. Because we were told it was an assignment to think about your dream car and think about the wheels, the engine, the window, the rear view mirror, and thinking about these aspects of a car in terms of my business was something that I had never thought about. And vision really is everything, which brings me to the second module that stood out for me, which was fear and vision. And I remember Sheikh Ndwati taught this module, and the way she broke down fear and the way she broke down vision was a changing point in my life and in my business. And I realized my two greatest fears in business were at that point TRA, which is the Tanzania Revenue Authority, equivalent of KRA, and accounts. I think this is, I speak for most creatives when I say that we like to do the creative stuff. We want to be the technician. We want to do things with our hands, think of creative ways to market or do our business. But when it comes to the numbers and the accounts, most of us are like, it's boring. And to me, it was boring, but I had to change my mindset that if I want my business to do better, because I already made the decision not to repeat the mistakes that I did in Dar. So I need to learn about my business. I need to know the numbers. I need to be looking at the numbers, and I need to be interested in what's happening with the numbers, because that's the only way I will know how my business is performing. Is it a business or is it just a hobby, or what am I doing? So the entrepreneurial mindset, the fear and vision module, those were really great. They set the pace for me in terms of the Centonomy Entrepreneur class. And that's when like it hit me that, hey, I really needed this course and I'm going to go through with this course no matter what happens. Because I think 1 month later after we started classes, COVID hit and we had to move to online classes. And I need to be in class, I need to see people, I need to see the teachers, I need to be in that atmosphere. Just sitting in front of a laptop and seeing people on the screen is not my thing. But I told myself I will push through and I will see this course through, and I'm grateful that I did. So another module that stood out for me in the Centonomy class was the marketing and the digital marketing class. Honestly speaking, in February 2020, when I started Rina by Rina in Nairobi, I only had 1,500 silent Instagram followers, and most of them were Tanzanians because I had been based in Tanzania. So I remember on the open day, and Nancy Mwai spoke, and I mean, Nancy Mwai has a big following on Instagram and she has managed to monetize it with her business. I remember I reached out to her and I was like, yo, if you could only teach me social media and Instagram, the secrets. As a businesswoman, she gave me, she responded to my email and told me this is what it's gonna cost and this is how we are going to do it. Of course, as a new business, I did not have that budget, so I just said, thanks, I understand, but no thanks. And I said, I can learn Instagram. I mean, Instagram itself teaches you how to do Instagram. YouTube, there's resources, endless resources about how to do Instagram. So I'm going to learn how to do Instagram.